Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's make some Puerto Rican style ribs. So let's get into it. Alright, so these are the ribs that I'm going to be preparing today. These are just baby back ribs. I get these at Aldi, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and clean them up and prepare them for marinating. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned my ribs. I rinsed them in cold water and some vinegar, and then I rinsed them again. So clean your ribs however you like. If you don't wash your meat, I'm not going to judge. That's okay. They're going to get cooked anyways. So yeah. So I also went ahead and I cut them in half because unfortunately I do not have a long pan. I don't have a long aluminum pan. I only have very long like glass lasagna pans, and I do not like putting glass in the oven because it's prone to shattering, and I've already had a bad experience with that. But anyway, so I cut it in half, and then I use like a little paring knife, and I'm just going to poke a bunch of holes. That way the marinade can penetrate the ribs really, really nicely. Now I am gonna bake my ribs. I'm gonna slow roast them. However, you can also make these on the grill. If you're like a grill master, just go ahead and prepare them the same way that I'm preparing them. I just drizzle like a generous amount of extra virgin olive oil. I'm honestly just eyeballing it. It's probably like a quarter of a cup. But yeah, if you're like a grill master, go ahead and slow grill these. But just an FYI, if you are gonna grill these, they do take longer in the grill than they do in the oven. So if you're making this for like an event, like a party or something, make sure you put them in the grill way ahead of time. Okay, it's better for them to be done earlier than your event than for all your guests to arrive and they're not ready, because they do take a while. Okay. All right, so after the olive oil, I'm gonna add a little bit of white vinegar. I added about like a quarter of a cup of vinegar. Vinegar is really good because it helps tenderize the meat. It gives it flavor, and yeah. And no, your ribs are not going to taste like vinegar. It's kind of like any other marinade. Like if you have like an Italian salad dressing that you like to use for marinating meats, that has vinegar. It's acidic, so it just gives it a really good flavor. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add some sofrito. I do have 2 videos on my channel on how to make sofrito. From time to time, I get questions on what is sofrito. Sofrito is a Puerto Rican cooking base, and it goes by other names in other Caribbean countries, okay? And every Caribbean country makes their own quote-unquote sofrito. Like each one is different. But I have 2 videos on my channel on how to make it. So I put like a quarter of a cup of sofrito. This is about 3 pounds of ribs, so it's not too much. If you're wondering like how many people these ribs serve, I'd say about 4 or 5 adults. Depends how much you get, Like if you like a lot of ribs, then like 4 adults. If you're not going to overeat the ribs, then like 5 adults will be fine. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and use this Lori's Casero adobo seasoning, which is my favorite adobo. I do want to try other adobos, by the way. There's this one brand, I'm sure a lot of people have heard it. It's called Loisa. It's a Puerto Rican brand, and I would love to support like small Puerto Rican businesses. It's Loisa. It's Loisa. So like the town in Puerto Rico, Loiza, is Loiza. So not to be confused with that. Loisa. And if you've tried the Loiza adobo and like their other spices, like they also have like sazon and like dehydrated sofrito, let me know. Let me know how you like it. All right, so I added like, I don't know. I always eyeball the adobo. Oh, I'm adding some sazon. But if you don't want to use sazon, you can use homemade sazon. I have a video on how to make that. You can also use annatto powder or ground paprika or chili powder, anything to color your meat, because we do not want some, meat that doesn't look well seasoned. I always feel like the dark seasonings just make it look really, really good. But yeah, my adobo, as far as how much adobo I probably put like about almost 2 teaspoons. Remember, this is about 3 pounds of ribs. And something I learned in my old Puerto Rican cookbooks and from my mom is that if you are marinating pork ahead of time, for example, like pernil, when they're marinating in the refrigerator, they tend to lose their saltiness a bit. So it's kind of hard to over salt it. Of course, you always can, but I say start at about like 1.5 teaspoons. And I will have all of the ingredients in the description box below. Okay. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. I want to say about like 1/2 teaspoon. And as you can see, the costillas, which is Spanish for ribs, are looking really, really good. And I wanted to make a really quick note. I've gotten a couple of questions of people asking me why my videos are in English. Oh, wait, I'm gonna add some oregano, about 1/2 teaspoon. I've gotten questions on my channel on why my videos are in English and not in Spanish, and I completely understand why. I feel like that's a topic that I can go on and on about, but the bottom line is my videos are in English because I just want to attract a broader audience. I don't want to attract only Puerto Ricans. I also want to attract non-Puerto Ricans. I want to attract Puerto Ricans that never learned Spanish and that never learned how to cook, you know? So that's it. I just want to appeal to everybody. That's all. I'm not trying to like water down our culture in any way. All right, now I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. I'm not the biggest fan of cumin, but I do like it. I do like a little bit of it in pork. So I'm only adding like 1/4 teaspoon. But if you want to add a little more, feel free to do so. All right. And I'm pretty sure that's all for my seasonings. Now I'm just kind of like scooping it up in my hands, poking the holes, making sure that marinade goes inside of those little incisions that I made. And I'm going to let it marinate overnight. But if you are short on time, you can marinate it for at least 2 hours. It's the next day. I'm going to go ahead and bake these at 350 degrees for about 3 hours. And after about 3 hours, my costillas are done. So at 350 degrees, this was about 1 hour per pound. Since my costillas are about 3 pounds, 3 hours. But of course, that's always going to depend on your appliance. I have a gas stove now. For the longest time, I had an electric stove. And I feel like a gas stove, like it cooks everything a little faster, but you know, always give or take. So it may be a little more time for you or a little less. It all depends. And of course, it also depends on the size. Okay, so again, about 1 hour per pound. And that is all for today's video. So I love to pair pork with some white rice and some beans. And as you can see, if you've been a longtime subscriber, my plating skills are getting a little better. All right, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Also, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel a ton. And do not forget to hit that notification bell. Until next time.